Okay, well, rather than put up a wall of text here, I'll just go ahead and verbally answer this in a video here and show you my diagnosis of what's going to come here in the not too distant future. And I'll kind of give you a little bit of a prophecy on what's about to happen here in the next 60 to 90 days, because this is not my opinion. This is based on fact and basically just chaining the evidence together and making the logical conclusion. So, for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Red Baron. I'm from the unfairadvantage.chat. That's our free chat group. We'd love to have you be a part of that. This is where I do diagnosis and I do all kinds of stuff. I do forecasts on crypto prices, I do news, and I do all kinds of other things like that that are related and kind of get you to the next level of being a crypto trader. So, anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about Tether right now. And what does it mean that they printed this billion Tether? What is this all about? Well, we've got a problem with this because, first of all, if you know anything about Tether, they call it a stable coin, but stable what? Because it's not based on anything. It's never been accounted for. And we really don't know. Nobody knows what's backing it, and very little of anything, to be honest. I mean, just printing a billion on thin air, um, that's pretty sus. That's pretty sus. That's no different than the U.S. government printing money. It deflates everything. So a lot of that money is being used to prop up a lot of these high flyer coins. And so, the minute that pump happened, boom, you start seeing things go. Now, I had already forecasted almost 2 weeks ago we were going to be in this, and the folks that follow me, when we got up into here, I said this is the zone we're going to be in. And generally this zone usually breaks at about 70% or at the tip, and sure enough we're breaking up. So we pumped up, we're pulling back a little bit here. Now, Anubis, my AI system, forecasts that we have another price rise to 106 and another one here at 110, and we'll get to that here in just a second. So you will see those future prices here before too long. However, we want to talk about a problem that's looming. So Bitcoin, enjoy your Christmas, boys and girls, because Bitcoin's going to look good until Christmas, and then after Christmas, there's going to be hell to pay. And I'm going to tell you exactly how that's going to come to pass. So there's some new laws and regulations that are coming in Europe, and Coinbase is a multinational company. There's Coinbase Europe, Coinbase Africa, Coinbase Asia, Coinbase North America, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so there's some new laws right now that deregulate tether. In other words, it's not compliant. Pardon me, I don't have the exact terminology for what that compliance is, but there's a new law that basically says, or a new compliance issue that says that tether is no longer compliant. Therefore, therefore tether is no longer going to be accepted by Coinbase. Now, here's a little inside baseball because I'm a top XRP holder. I know this. I kind of find out a little thing that most people don't know. This compliance issue was kind of forced. Personally, I know this, that it was forced by Ripple to force Tether out. And what it's going to do is it's going to cause a tipping point. And so what's going on is Coinbase Europe is going to delist Tether. Big deal. What does that mean? Well, it is a big deal because if you realize what Tether is, it's a trade pair for a lot of shitcoins, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. But right now, the value of Bitcoin is being propped up by the mania, but it's also being propped up by all this imaginary money that's coming in through Tether. You take away Tether, you take away a goodly amount of the volume and actually the real money, or the quote unquote real money that's in this. So let's start with Bitcoin being the center of attention, but let's start with Tether being a problem that's going to cause a contagion that's going to go around the world and through the entirety of the crypto sphere, all the way from shitcoins all the way to Bitcoin, because Tether being delisted from Coinbase is not the stop and end of this. What's going to happen is you're going to see Coinbase delisted, then it's going to be Kraken, then it's going to be Binance, and then it's going to be blah, blah, blah. All these other coins or all these other exchanges that are in Europe are going to delist, and Tether will not be able to do business in Europe, full stop. And that happens January 1st. So here's my prediction. Mark my words. This is going to happen. The people who know, and now you're one of them, are going to start going, I'm getting the hell out of Tether. And they're going to start that around about after Christmas. And so you're going to see a market decline. That's the net effect of people transferring out, basically liquidating their Bitcoin into Tether, getting out of Tether, et cetera, or moving things around. You're going to see a lot of market movement, but you are going to see a decline after Christmas. Mark my words. Now, what you're also going to see is you're going to see people who are stuck in shitcoins. Now, if you look at your average shitcoin, your very small shitcoin, there are no trade pairs except for Tether. Now, imagine you're holding ABC shitcoin and you find out that your only trade pair is about to be nullified in Europe. What are you going to do? You're going to go, I got to get the hell out of this. No matter how much you love your ABC shitcoin, you got to get out of it because you know, or at least you should know, that if Tether is no longer in existence, you're going to be locked in your coin and you will never be able to get your money out. It's almost a kind of a de facto rugging in another way, in a way. And so you're going to see a mass exodus out of shitcoins. Now, further behind this, just to kind of jump back and forth, this is a very large topic. What you're going to see is you're going to see Tether delisted in Europe, and then it's going to spread to another country and another country and another country. Now, what's going to happen is it's going to cause a liquidity issue. And so what we all know and suspect to be true with Tether is that they don't have any money backing this. And when the liquidity starts to dry up, there's going to be cracks in the dam, and it's going to cause a waterfall that even if you weren't standing directly downstream, you're still going to get flooded out. Because if you're over in Japan or you're in Africa or you're in Australia or whatever, you're going to feel the effect of this because what's going to end up happening is you're going to see wild fluctuations in the price in the trade pair of Tether to the US dollar or Tether to whatever your denomination is. And eventually it's going to cause a problem where other exchanges, so Coinbase in other like Coinbase Asia, Coinbase, they're going to delist, and sooner or later it's going to come back to North American shores, and eventually you're going to see that Tether is no longer going to be usable anywhere. That's going to be a massive impact. You guys have no idea. Most of you guys have no idea how much of the money that's in crypto is Tether. You remove that from the process and you remove the quote unquote value of Bitcoin, the value of the entire market. And so I'm giving you a 10,000 foot view of this. I just kind of want to send a cold chill down your back here a little bit and get you to sober up and realize you don't want to own Tether. You do not want to own Tether, and you certainly don't want to own it in the last week of this year. But what's coming is you're going to see a lot of these shitcoins dry up and cease to be. You're going to see Bitcoin drop in price. You're going to see most coins drop in price. You're going to see just a complete wild gesticulation in the market, ultimately forcing a crash. We are going to be forced into a crash because we also got other things going on in the world. This is a very large topic, and I cover this extensively at the unfairadvantage.chat. So if you'd like to hear an expanded view of this, I'm kind of giving you bits and pieces of this, but please join me at the unfairadvantage.chat and ask. I'll be happy to give you more information on this. We do videos on this quite a bit. But anyway, Tether is going to be the linchpin that's going to start the whole thing. And so effectively, what's going to happen after this? We all know regulations coming. Regulations don't just show up for no reason. So it's problem, reaction, solution. So what you're going to see is Tether, which let me go back a couple loops in conversation here. What else is going to replace that? Well, RLUSD is coming. RLUSD is owned by XRP, Ripple, and a little inside baseball for y'all kids. Guess who passed the legislation to start pushing and making Tether non-compliant? That's how the mafia does business, boys and girls. Force out the competition. So, this isn't random, not random at all. It's amusing to watch. When you know, but that's just good business practice, man. Get rid of the competition, man. You're the only game in town. So what's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of money that's just a man without a country trying to find where the hell am I going to go. They're going to go into RLUSD, and you're going to see massive price increases in XRP. You're going to see massive prices increases in a lot of things. USDC will also do really well, but it won't happen until we get the crash. The one thing that I talk and teach and preach an awful lot with my group about is you must know that there is a crash coming. And if you guys are not XRP investors by now, I think you're probably realizing that was not the joke you hoped it was. You haven't seen anything yet, but understand that XRP is called the Phoenix, and first you must get the ashes before you can rise out of the flames. Everything is going down, boys and girls. You're going to see a market crash that's going to be the most heinous thing you've probably seen since you've been in crypto. Brace yourself. I can demonstrate this. I've shown this many times. Go back in my history on my chat and read some of the videos that I posted in the past in my X room on X, and I do go through this, talking about X, talking about how and why and when statistically and probability that we do see these crashes, we are going to see it January, February, March. It's coming. So that's your quick dissertation on why you don't want to be in Tether, and kind of just a little bit of a shock and awe type of baptism into the reality of crypto. But it's coming. So be very, very careful. So if you guys are doing any kind of swing trading or anything like that, enjoy these next couple of weeks, because you are going to see a run probably to 106 to 110. But after that, the party may be over here for a little while.